Greetings, Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is your Goddess Guru, Tyra Omilade, here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self-realization and self-mastery. So here lately, I've been getting a bad connection message when I go live sometimes. And so I just ended and I'm starting again. But I just want to wish everybody good times, happiness, joy, peace, love, because times are rough for a lot of people. And it's stressful to watch it for me. And so what I want to talk about, though, really quickly, before I go and teach Zumba kids this morning, is this new moon in Virgo. And so living according to the cycles of the universe is very beneficial to us. It's something that we haven't always been connected to, a lot of us here in the West, because it's just not wisdom that's common. Sometimes it's taboo. And so we don't all the time know the importance of paying attention to what is that moon doing. You know, what do we do when it's fall, when it's winter? And I really need to come up with a fall equinox ritual, which is about to happen. But just at least some guidance for the fall. So we're at this new moon, and what do we do at the new moon? We set our intentions. We think about what it is that we want to do. And this is after having taken stock and saying to ourselves, this is what didn't go right in that last lunar cycle. And so I encourage you to think about, if you haven't already, what is not going right? What do you know you need to change? Take stock real quick. And then you want to write down at the new moon, what is it that you want to manifest during this time? Sometimes it takes several new moons with setting that same intention over and over again before we get to where we want to go. But we should see progress as time goes on. And so with the new moon, we set our intentions. With the waxing moon, that's when, right now when the moon is, you can't see it. It's the dark moon. Don't take action yet. We're just setting intentions. We're meditating on them. We're really thinking about how much we want this. And even maybe hammering out some of the steps we're going to take. And you can even use things like SMART goals. Make them, achievable things that you can do, that you can measure, that you can really say, yes, I'm doing this. And then once you can see that sliver, that crescent moon, then that's the waxing period. You can start working towards your goals. The full moon is when we'll see what we've manifested, or we're making progress to manifesting it. The other thing that we think about with the full moon is it will illuminate what we need to see. Maybe it's illuminating something good. Maybe it's illuminating something that we don't really like. But it will illuminate for us what we need to focus on and perhaps let go in the waning moon cycle. So we're at the new moon, and so let's think about the meaning of this new moon. It's the new moon in Virgo. And so Virgo is an energy that is about service. It's about caring for other people, especially people who are suffering, downtrodden, perhaps the people in the working class or even the lower income class. And it's also about our health. It's about our daily routines, and it's about animals, our pets. And so during this new moon in Virgo, a theme that has been coming up for me to share with you all is, how can you be of service? First, how can you be of service to yourself? What's something that you really need to do for your own self? And a lot of times when I'm most out of balance, because that's something else that's important for Virgo, that's a theme of Virgo, it's keeping that balance. And I know we talk about balance with Libra also, but with Virgo, a lot of this, because when you think about Virgos, and I love Virgos, my son is a Virgo, my best friend, one of my besties is a Virgo. They're even born on the same day. Erica, if you're watching this, girl, you know I love you and I'm telling the truth. But anyway, Virgos can be a little obsessive. It's like they just go all in. It's like extremes. And I typically am like, oh my goodness, you know, a Virgo's mind, it seems like it could just run. And these are Virgo sons. Their mind can just get an idea and run with it. But Virgos have to make sure they don't go too far one way or the other. It's about keeping things in balance. And so, especially when it comes to our health. And so, when I'm most out of balance, I find that I'm always wanting to do something for someone else. And a lot of times, I call that a trick of the ego. Instead of fixing me, I'll go fix somebody else. And Virgos are known for that. One of my Virgo friends will say, you know, I'm not trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho. She is like, I'm not trying to constantly be out there saving everybody else while my stuff is falling apart. And so, you know, you have to think about how can you be in service to yourself. When you're in service to yourself, you might just be a little bit more equipped to help other people. But also, especially, you know, we think about here in the United States, Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Irma, now yesterday, and I haven't gotten the updates yet, Hurricane Maria hitting Puerto Rico. 2 major earthquakes in Mexico, fires burning out in the West. And then just with so much of what's going on with the government and how, you know, I believe that people should take care of themselves, but I do believe in society setting it up so that people are successful. And, you know, we live in a culture, and this is just my opinion, I believe that the government hates the people. There are some governments, maybe local governments, that care more about the people, some state governments that care more about the people. But overall, you know, we have this energy, this, you know, just this vibe going on where we can't take care of, we don't want anybody to be taken care of. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. I believe in hard work. I believe in people taking responsibilities for their lives, but I also believe in that human connection. I believe that we are charged, because we're human, to help one another. And so how can we be of service to someone else after we've taken care of our own stuff? Now, don't be letting your stuff at home go to hell in a handbasket, because I do not advocate that. I think that is counterproductive to our spiritual growth and development, our mental, physical, everything, growth and development. But if you can do something nice, you know, you have to figure out how you want to be of service. One of the ways I'm of service is I pick up trash on the streets, especially aluminum, glass, plastic, things like that I don't want to get in the ocean. I do my best if I see somebody on the street. We talked about this in another video. If my spirit tells me to give them money, I'm giving them money. I don't know what's going on. And it's so interesting because after I made that comment, and I've made several videos, I don't remember which one it was, about I'm not judging, I'm going to give my money to somebody. You know, we shouldn't be judging folks if they're asking for money. Why did this lady come up to me at the grocery store? Oh, I was just like, why am I just hanging out at the grocery store? And when I first saw her, our eyes locked, but I felt something strange. And I thought, you know what, let me just keep moving. Well, I was standing looking at something on my phone, and she walked up to me and was like, she proposed something. It was a question, but basically it was, if somebody says they need help, would you be willing to help them? And at first I said no, because she just like, that's all she said. It wasn't even any small talk, nothing. And as she walked away, it was just something about the way she looked. Like she had taken a chance on me. And so I said, well, what is it? This chick said she needed $30. She and her kids are in a hotel. They're about to get kicked out. I was like, oh my gosh. And to be honest with you, I guess I had it, but in a way I didn't have it. It was like, I'm not, at that point, it wasn't like I was in my abundance thing, you know, like I had that extra cash where I can just like, yeah, here you go. $30, it ain't nothing to me. But I thought to myself, If you tell me it's some children involved, I'm a sucker. Even if this lady lied to me, I was like, I'm giving her this $30. I just went and got it out, gave it to her. And I thought, okay, I said that on the video. I'm not going to judge. I'm just going to do it. And then the other day, I'm standing outside my nonprofit, and this man walks up to me and my friend while we're talking. It is apparent he is homeless. I think he might be from Africa, too. And he was like, well, I got $1 and I need some money to get some food. And I thought, I don't like men walking up to me when I'm just standing around and it's just me and another woman. But you know what? I got some change in my car. I keep it for this very reason. I dug out some change, gave it to the man, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to be true to what I said I'm going to be true to. He bowed, told me to touch his head. I was like, oh my gosh. But anywho, how can we be of service? It doesn't have to be this big, huge deal. But if there's something you can do, let other people know how they can be of service. If you need people to be of service to you, ask for help, okay? The other thing we want to think about is our routines. You know, what is it that we need to do to, you know, better make our life run in a more streamlined manner? What are those things that we need to include every day for our health and wellness, for our bodies, our minds, our spirits, and emotions? Virgo is not all the time, and I just recently took a class about Virgo. It's not all the time the most fun sign. But let me tell you about Virgos. This is one of the reasons I, as a Pisces sun, and I'm learning more about my Scorpio rising, but I have always known I'm Pisces sun. I need Virgos and Capricorns in my life because, and even my Mercury is in Pisces, because it makes my mind like it has no bounds. And so, you know, Pisces is about Neptune, which, or the sun is ruled by Neptune. That's one of the planets, which means losses. I will not remember stuff. It's like, ooh. And to like gather myself and get things done, I must have a Virgo or a Capricorn in my life. Must. Because they're going to get things done. Do you want to achieve your goals? Do you want to achieve your dreams? Then you need to work with this energy of Virgo to get things done. And you want to pay attention to details. Sometimes we miss the details, and that one little word that you miss will completely make you do something that is taking you in the wrong direction. Not paying attention to the fine print. A lot of times that'll get us in trouble. Paying attention, you don't want to overly pay attention to details. Like, we don't nitpick, but paying attention to the details makes all the difference. There is the big picture, but the details is how we get to the big picture. And so, you know, my Metaneta Oracle is saying Sebek negative, which means either we're not paying attention to the details or we're nitpicking. So you have to know where you are with that. But Virgo helps us to get things done. And so we have to pay attention to our routines. We have to pay attention to what we're doing day in and day out. And we want to set those routines. And we also want to think about the areas of our health that we have to focus on. And this is not all the time fun, but it pays big dividends. So for me, you know, I just really and truly, I think to myself, I'm always health minded. It's just who I am. I have a lot going on with Virgo, actually. It's my midheaven is there. So I got Virgo things in my mind. But I did really mess up. Hey, sis, I did really mess up over these last few years. Just sort of like thinking halfway doing things were going to get me there. And so over the last, I want to say 3 years, I've been having to come to terms with some things I need to do for my health, unless I decide I just want to go on ahead and lose my health. So I encourage you to think about the things that you want to do. And I know I mentioned in another video that I had gotten off sugar, and I made a video, I need to post it, about how I got off sugar. And in that video, I mentioned intermittent fasting. That's the latest thing. I've done so much over this last year to make changes. But intermittent fasting is something I didn't want to do. The word fast makes me not happy. But I began to realize, first of all, the health benefits of intermittent fasting and how it actually works for me, because I don't like paying attention to too many details with counting calories, meal planning, and all that kind of good stuff. And so intermittent fasting combined with healthy eating, make no mistake about it, I'm not eating sugar, I'm not overdosing on carbs. It's like total life change is making a difference. Like yesterday when I went to teach Zumba, typically I've already had a cup of coffee, maybe a second cup, one of my healthy energy drinks, and I'm going to take some pre-workout something. I told my husband I didn't even think about it. That's how much energy I had yesterday. I don't fall apart like I used to with my energy. So we have to use this time to think about our health routines, and get real with yourself, because this Virgo, the way the Virgo energy works, is going to get that job done. That's just Virgo. Virgo is workhorse, work. And so we have to be about that business of our health, of our routines, our daily routines, okay? And so really tighten up your health. Think about what you want to achieve with your health, and use this time to set those plans in place so that you can work on them throughout the year. Lastly, I want to mention, well, not lastly, it is about pets. And I never really used to understand pets. I still love animals. I'm an animals rights activist, but I'm not one that is trying to get in bed with an animal. I'm not hugging on animals, but I will, I love animals, but I've never been really into it, but I'm understanding why some people are. And so, really connect with your pets. If you have a cat, a dog, reptile, whatever your thing is. Animals, I have a dog and I used to have a cat. And what I can say is, first of all, they've made me appreciate animals more. But there's something about pets that make people happy. And my husband was even saying, he saw something that said that people live longer if they have a pet, because they don't judge you. They can be mean. My cat was mean. He was like my husband. Ooh. But he made us laugh, and so my dog helped to take away fear of dogs. I had a dog phobia from an incident that happened to me when I was a child. And so, but he helped me to move past my fear of dogs. But the other thing my dog does is, I don't know how to explain it, because I still don't perceive myself to be a dog person. I have a dog because my family wanted a dog. He makes me happy. I don't know how to explain it. He doesn't have a mean bone in his body. He's just a cool little guy. And I think to myself, if I didn't have children, if something happened and my husband died before me, I would get me a dog. I never would imagine me saying that, but it's something about animals and pets that just really can make our day. And we don't need to sleep on this, because in essence, all of nature is our family. The last thing I'll share is the oracle also indicated Tahuti is speaking during this time. So it's important for us to study wisdom texts, to listen to wisdom teachers, and to follow our own inner wisdom, to open ourselves up and be expansive to understanding what is beyond what we know, what we perceive. This is the energy of Jupiter, and Jupiter is getting ready to make a shift, gang. It's moving into Scorpio. And so moving into Scorpio, my astrologer is saying also that it's got good energy over the next 12 years, wherever Jupiter is in your chart, your astrological chart. Just the setup of it is positive energy, abundance. And so, I say get a reading from an astrologer. I look at the astrological chart if you get a reading from me. But if you want a deep reading, you do need to maybe go to April, the Pisces moon goddess, and get her to look at your chart, because I'm not fully developed yet. I'm developing as an astrologer. But you want to look at what is going to happen. People who are doing these videos on YouTube, Jupiter in your sign. So go to Astrolada, Astrolada. Lada, the person who owns that channel, she put up videos, Jupiter in Libra, Jupiter in whatever. So if you know your rising sign, that's very important. But if all you know is your sun sign, then you can still look at that for your sun. Put your information in a birth chart calculator. Even if you don't know the time you were born, you of course, put in the location, and at least you'll know where your planets are, and find out what is your moon sign. And look at those videos, Jupiter and whatever, to find out, because it's big dividends being paid for everybody. And so we want to open ourselves up to receiving a bounty, receiving an abundance of all things good, receiving that which we say we want. But baby, look, you better do that Virgo stuff so you're ready, because you've got to be ready to receive it. So when it comes, you have what is needed within in order to maintain what you want. So that's what I have for you all. I'm making the video a little bit after the fact because the moon is now actually in Libra. But when I woke up this morning, it was 100% still in Virgo. Still in Virgo. So that's what I have for you now. I wish you all a great next lunar cycle. With each phase of the moon, maximize it. Pay attention to what's going on with the moon. Like I said, pay attention to the details of things, and then allow those details to kind of help you understand which direction you need to take your life. Which way do you need to turn? Okay. So thank you all. Take care. Appreciate you for watching this video. Please like and share it. Also, if you are in need of divination, I would love to divine on your behalf. You can go to goddessbodymindspirit.com and look at the readings page, spiritual readings, to find out more about the readings that I do. And I appreciate you all. Peace and love. Oh, wait a minute. I was about to cancel it. I plan on doing some live streams from the Great Mother Celebration this weekend. So look for some live streams from there, okay? All right. Love y'all. Thank you. Peace.